and welcome to Colred Plays Raid Shadow Legends. So the portal is orange, and this is an important event here. We've got a Sacred Shard 2x event, but in addition, we also have, towards the end of the Gnut Fusion, we have the, it's a tournament, the Champion Chase tournament here. Now, 3,200 points is a lot for this rare. That is a lot. That's more than normal. I feel like normal is maybe, I want to say like 2,600, something like that. Maybe 2,800. But I definitely think it's under 3,000. So this is a bit high. That being said, I've saved up a bunch of champions that I'm going to pull today. So my clan does not do well in the CVC personal rewards like thing. We basically go out and just demolish the enemy when it's not personal rewards, and then when it's personal rewards, we get destroyed. And we've been doing that for like 4 or 5 months now. And I just, yeah. So I saved up a bunch of, Fragment Champions. You can see I have a whole lot here. I actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Fragment Champions. So I'm just going to pull a couple today. I actually do want to get you, Carl. So that's somebody I'm going to pull right away. And then I'm probably going to pull Suprema Elhain and maybe Eric's. We'll have to see. So each of these Void legendaries is 650 points for the tournament. And I need 3,200 points. And then each, let's see. Champion Chase. And then each legendary is 500. Each epic is 250. Now, it is a champion chase, so that means you have to hit, right? You have to hit to get the point. It's not based on the shards that you're pulling. So I'm going to go ahead and pull. I have 12 shards. I don't know that I want to pull all of them, but I do want to pull enough that I don't have to necessarily totally empty my roster of Fragment Champions. I could probably get, yeah, I definitely could. I could get all 3,200 points here, I think. So 1, 2, that's 1,300, 2,300, 2,800. Yeah, 3,300. If I emptied the roster, I could get 3,300 points there. So I mentioned in another video that when I do shard pulls from now on, I want to give a little bit of an account review for you so that you know where I stand and what's exciting, because it's like sometimes, you know, you see a pull and you're like, why isn't he excited about that pull? Well, it's because I already have that champion. Or maybe because, you know, I need something else. I've got a lot of the areas covered. So right now, the two big ones, and I think I mentioned this in a previous video, but the two big champions who are really, I've been looking for a long time. I've had Prince Kaimar on other accounts. So Prince Kaimar is one, and then Duchess Lilitu is the other. Now, if you don't know these champions, these are really powerful champions. They're amongst the best champions in the game. So Duchess is just amazing all around. She's an incredible support, but she's really good in arena. So that's where you usually see her. But people who have Duchess, if you have Duchess, you're going to use her everywhere because she's just an amazing support. So she has this places a veil buff on all allies except this champion for 1 turn, places a continuous heal buff on all allies for 2 turns. So you don't have to revive allies to get that out there, but you can get that out there. You also have this support, which is another one. So you've got 2 ways to get a perfect veil out there. I'm sorry, this is a veil. And that is an AoE revive with 70% HP. So yeah, that's a good revive. She places a block debuffs and an increased attack buff on all allies for 2 turns. She places a perfect veil buff on all allies except herself for 2 turns. So she's the only one who can get targeted. And since it's an increased attack, that means, you know, your attack-based nukers in the arena have that increased attack that they need. Her A1 actually is fine. Attacks 1 enemy 2 times and places a shield buff on herself for 2 turns. Oh, and she also does it on the ally with the lowest HP. Her passive decreases damage taken by all allies from AoE attacks by 25%. So that's an amazing passive for arena. And then her ally speed in all battles by 19%. So just an amazing, amazing arena champion. And honestly, she's the champion I struggle against a lot. Siphi also, but Siphi's void. So yeah, I would love a Duchess. I would love a Prince Kymar. Prince Kymar really has two interesting skills, but the big one is his A3, where it resets the cooldown of all ally skills and then fills a turn meter of all allies except this champion by 20%. So all ally skills, not this skill, but all other skills get reset. Or, I'm sorry, none of his skills get reset, but every other champion's skills get reset. And there aren't many champions that affect cooldowns in that manner. I think there's one other that's got a full reset that I know of, and then a couple that have like cooldown reduction, which is nice, but this is just a full cooldown reset on everybody. He also has an AoE that removes all buffs and places sleep debuff on everybody for one turn. That's also good in arena. So two really good arena champions. And then just to pick out the third champion that I really need, he's not a legendary, he's an epic. Geomancer, you can see Geomancer here. I could still really use a Geo. Geo does a lot of things, but he has this deflect. So he deflects damage onto the attacker, and he has a chance of dealing additional damage equal to 3% of the target's max HP. So when you use this against the boss, he can reflect basically like a War Master hit back onto the boss, or actually not the War Master, but the other one. Red dot. So if we go into masteries, this one, Giant Slayer. So it's a Giant Slayer proc basically, because it's 3%, whereas a War Master is 4%. Okay. Yeah, so those are the champions that I need right now. Obviously, there are other great champions out there that are non-void legendaries. I don't really need any of the epics anymore. I have pretty much all of them covered. I'll show you my roster really quickly here. Do this by rarity. So this is an entirely free-to-play account. I just passed the 2-year mark like last week, maybe a week or two ago. So you can see here, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just past the 60 mark in terms of legendaries. I do have some in the vault as well that are duplicates. Only duplicates are in the vault right now. And then you can see I basically have a bunch of great epics. I have a vault full of other epics. But yeah, so I have about another 20, 25 level 60s in epics. So yeah, that's where we are. That's where we are. Okay, so I'm definitely going to pull at least 4 shards. I might have to pull more. So we'll see. Hopefully we get a legendary. I won't be pulling any void shards or ancient shards. So these are the only shards I'm going to be pulling. And by the way, if you're curious, you have a 12% chance of getting a legendary here. So obviously, you know, if I'm only pulling 4, probably not going to hit, which means I might have to pull 6 just to get the points I need. And so I don't empty my fragment roster. But let's go ahead and see. Maybe we'll get lucky on the first one. Come on. I feel like I've gotten Alika a lot lately. I definitely have noticed her at least in 2 or 3 different shard pull videos before today in like the last couple of months. So she is definitely hot in the rotation right now. An okay champion, needs a lot of books. Hexia, all right, not too interesting. Let's see some gold. Come on, let's see some gold. Or Geomancer. Sir Artemage, okay. Nothing too interesting here. Keep coming. Keep coming. Ugh. Torture Helm. I think I'm going to keep pulling. I have to keep pulling. That's only 1,000 points. All right, Rector Drath, at least a very good epic. I already have several of Rector Drath. I have one built, but only, I think she's actually only to level 50. But she's very good at level 50. She's also very good at level 60. Definitely worth a 6-star. I would love to get her on my free-to-play account for this year. I've been wanting a Rector Drath for a while. She's one of the best supports in the game. Yeah, so if you don't have a Rector Drath, definitely check her out. She's got a great AoE heal. She also can put up Perfect Veil on all allies, which means you take less damage. I think it's 15% less damage for Perfect Veil. And then she's also got a single target revive, which is pretty solid. And then she also heals allies whenever they take a turn while they're under veil or a perfect veil. So yeah, really good support champion. Okay, one more. Come on, let's see some gold. Franox. She might be new to this account. I'm not sure. I've definitely pulled her before on other accounts. I might have her on this account. But okay. So let's go ahead and look at where we stand. We should be at 1,500. Yeah, 1,500. So that means we need another 1,700. Okay. And if I pull my 2 void legendary fragments, that's 1,300. That give me 2,800. I'd still need 400, which is basically one more shard. So let's pull one more shard. Come on, let's hit gold. Let's do something. No. Ambassador Lethlin. I'm pretty sure he's the Fragment Champion. I mean, I think he's the epic. Is he the epic? Yeah, that's him. That's definitely him. Okay, so that would have been nice a couple of days ago. But that means I can stop worrying about the other events for the regular rare, right? I still need, I'm going to need this, the void, but I don't need the other rare anymore. Because that guy's worth 4 of them. And I already have 10. So I don't need the last 2. Let me go get these fragment summons. Supreme Elhain. Yes, thank you very much. I'm going to build her out for Live Arena. Ooh. All right, so there's some gold. Right now it's finally, you see a little bit of gold in the background. She's very cool. Damage increases by 10% for each debuff on each target. Will ignore allied protection, strengthen, and shield buffs. Grants an extra turn if this attack kills an enemy. Inflicts 20% more damage against targets whose attack is lower than this champion's attack. So, get her some attack. I see her every once in a while in Live Arena, and she does work. And then also your Carl. I'm excited about your Carl. I've had him here for a while. So let's go ahead and pull you Carl. And he's got this chance to freeze here. This chance increases to 100% against targets with 75% or more turn meter. And then it can't be resisted if they have more than that amount of turn meter, which is kind of cool. So you can decide whether or not you want to build him with accuracy. You should, because he's a debuffer, but he can also be a nuker. He hits pretty hard. So, and Void Affinity, definitely cool champion. So I'm going to need to pull some more shards here. I'm just going to pull mystery shards for the rest of the way. I'm not going to waste any more of the big shards. In fact, I can do that right now. I think I have space. No, I'm gonna have to pull 150. Is that what I'll do that. I'm not gonna make you watch. For some reason I thought they were 10 points each. They're not. They're 1 point each. Okay, so that is it for today. If you pulled, again, I always like hearing the stories. Definitely let me know if you pulled any exciting champions today. If you happen to get Gnut, which is like a thing that happens, a couple of people in my clan actually pulled him during the last event. Just before this one, so they were pulling for the 10 times event, and they happen to pull Gnut. So it's like sometimes that happens. This is the fusion champion. You're going for the fusion champion, and you happen to get him. Now you can get 2 copies of him, empower him, or make him a faction guardian, whatever. Obviously, if you pull him, he's not a waste. He's a very good champion. So having a +1 or a guardian, a faction guardian Gnut is going to be valuable. But definitely let me know if you hit. And if you didn't, my condolences. I haven't hit in a while. It's been a couple of events here. That's okay. That's okay. Like I said, it is an investment in this champion, and so I'm going to be happy when I pull him. I'll probably get him done tomorrow. I will do the... Oh, it just occurred to me. It just occurred to me. This is something I should have done at the top of the video. This is a champion chase. I don't know why I didn't do this. I knew I was going to do this. COVID brain. My COVID brain right now. But I've got my guys here. So I'm going to turn the rehabs into 4 stars, and I'm going to summon the epics. So I'm going to do at least 2 of those today, and that'll get me over the hump. I don't have to pull any more shards. In fact, that's probably more than I needed. I could have saved the shard, but that's okay. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Remember that you can do that, right? If you go in here, and you fuse one of these epics, you're going to get points for that. So you can do that today. And then when the champion training starts tomorrow, you can actually level these all up to 50. And then you can fuse on the day when the CVC hits. Okay, so that's sort of the way to eke a little bit more value out of this whole process. You're always trying to do that, especially if you're free to play. So hopefully I got that in under the wire before people went ahead and pulled too many shards. But I should have remembered that I had that. I've been saving these specifically for today to get that extra, to get those extra points there. So that's going to be 500 more points there, I think, because I have at least 2 of those. All right, that's it for me. I've been Cole Red. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you in another video soon.